Yeah, you guys thought I was gonna go a week without talking about Sonic Movie 3. You were mistaken. Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, guys, another video. In this video today, that's right, you heard me, we're back talking about Sonic Movie 3, and we actually, once again, have various different things to talk about in today's video. 3 stories to be specific. Our first look at the movie that's been going around that we're gonna talk about, don't worry, we'll address it. An interview with one of the actors of Sonic Movie 3, that being Colleen O'Shaughnessey, who's of course the voice of Tails in the Sonic movie franchise, and really everything basically. And yes, we will be talking about a potential trailer release date. I know, I said we were done, but you know what? I didn't title this video anything in relation to the trailer, so just, take solace in that. We have a lot to go over, so we're gonna waste no time. Before we get into all of that, though, I'm gonna do the quickest sponsorship of all time. Me. A few days ago I launched my very own Patreon. If you're looking to support me and the channel and help us continue to create these videos and keep me afloat, it'd mean the world if you guys can subscribe. There's exclusive content on there, behind the scenes looks, a bunch of different stuff. You can also support by becoming a channel member and get your name at the end of every video. But with that said, let's continue with the video. Let's go ahead and dive into the first story. Is low-key, it's kind of the most boring one, and I kind of just want to get it out of the way because it's also been out for like a few days at this point, and that is the first look at Sonic Movie 3 that's been floating around online. That if you're a fan of this channel, Sonic in general, I'm assuming most of you guys know, it's not really a first look. Recently, the licensing expo that I believe takes place in Las Vegas, at least this year, maybe, I have no clue, took place, and of course Sonic had a large presence there because, when Sega's there, that's really the only thing they can show off. Of course they have other things, but come on. And they have to advertise the Sonic Movie 3 because obviously it's coming and they're involved in it in some way. And they had this giant big poster billboard thing that was standing up there that looks like this. I'm sure some of you guys might have seen this floating around online. Looks very cool, very awesome, very excited to see more from it. But also a lot of outlets, a lot of articles and tweets from big, organizations have been saying, first look at Sonic Movie 3, and really, it's not. All of these renders are from Sonic Movie 2. In fact, I think that render of Sonic is actually from Sonic Movie 1. And the image of Shadow is just a screen grab from the post-credit scene of Sonic Movie 2. None of these images of these characters are new, nothing like that. These aren't new renders. This is just reused images from past Sonic movies to kind of just promote that Sonic Movie 3 is on the way. If you guys were wondering about this or were slightly confused, that's really all that is. I don't have too much to dive into with that, too much to talk about, because once again, it's all, images that we've seen a million times. It doesn't give us any info on the movie, nothing really. I'm not even gonna call it cool because it's like, we've seen this before. So yeah, that's what was there. I mean, it's cool Sonic Movie 3 had a presence there in some way, but yeah, there's no new looks at anything from the licensing expo. The main piece of news we got from the licensing expo is all of the different merchandise, product developers that are gonna be working with the movie and making merchandise for the movie. That was the biggest thing to come out of Movie 3 from licensing expo, which we talked about in our past video about Sonic Movie 3. So if you want to find out more about that, go watch that video. But finish this one first because we have something cool to talk about next. If you guys aren't aware, a lot of the Sonic voice actors, in the games to be specific, they go on a lot of different convention runs. They go to a bunch of different conventions, they have panels there, and they'll do meet and greets and signings and all of that different stuff. And there will also be Q&As where people can ask questions and they'll have to basically give you some kind of answer. So naturally, when people like Roger Craig Smith and whoever else voices these characters at this point, Colleen O'Shaughnessey tags along because despite her now being in the movies, she's still a major part of the video game aspect of things and still voicing Tails in a majority of different media. So unlike someone like Ben Schwartz or Idris Elba or now Keanu Reeves, who are, the more celebrity status and are kind of harder to gain access to when it comes to asking questions about different things, Colleen O'Shaughnessey gets to be bombarded with a lot of questions. And of course she was recently at a convention, and there were a few details that she gave or little implications just in relation to the Sonic movie franchise and Sonic Movie 3 that we're going to read right here. So according to a fan named _Harry.Butcher from Instagram who had a chance to meet with Colleen, voice actor of Tails, at MCM Comic-Con, Sonic 3 won't be the last movie as the universe is expanding. That is of course great to hear further clarified. This doesn't really come as a surprise anymore. For the past few months we've been talking about how the Sonic movie franchise is looking to continue. There was talk about 3 being the last movie, mainly around last year, because it was like, is this going to go any further? Is this going to have more legs? And really before even there release of Knuckles and with the success that Knuckles was, breaking records for Paramount Plus, and movie 3 tracking really well right now, the franchise has been a massive success for Paramount, so there's no reason why they would stop it. This doesn't come as a surprise. I'm sure there's going to be a Sonic movie 4, whatever they decide to call it, more TV shows, all of that stuff. Super exciting, so it's great to hear that that's essentially confirmed at this point. She says there's no comment on Amy, and she smiled when I asked if Amy is in the movie. Of course, she's not going to say yes or no and break the news that Amy's in the movie or not. Yeah, I think Colleen O'Shaughnessey would like go to jail for that. But I don't know if the smile really means anything. I don't want to have people look too much into that. It could have very well been like a friendly, you know, that would be cool, but I can't say anything about that. Like, I literally can. I'm sorry. There's no way I can answer that. I'm gonna go to jail if I say yes or no. Hold on to hope, Sonic fans, but I wouldn't really look too much into that. We'll have to wait and see. I still doubt that she's gonna be in the movie, but you never know. And finally, she would like a Team Chaotic show/movie. I think that'd be sick. Do I think that'll ever happen? Probably not. Do I think we could see Team Chaotix at some point? If the movie franchise is so far down the road, they're like running out of characters low-key, 100%. Their own project though, probably not. I think it would be sick. I think it'd be super entertaining, especially if they got all the personalities of Vector, Espio, and Charmy down. Maybe even toss in some other older Chaotix members, like maybe put Mighty in there, maybe have Knuckles tag along, never know. I know there's probably, most likely not going to be a season 2 of Knuckles, but if they did, I think everybody would like to see, you know, a little Chaotix aspect to things. I know that'd be so expensive though, having like multiple different CGI characters all running around at the same time. Yeah, that's not gonna happen, but that'd be sick. Regardless though, that's some little tidbits from Colleen O'Shaughnessey. Nothing too crazy, nothing too wild, but I thought I'd share it because, like we said, we'll share all the details we need to about this movie until we get some, you know, concrete info. And finally, like I said earlier in the video, yes, we're going to talk about the trailer. There's been a lot of talk. We're getting closer and closer to some dates and some events where the Sonic Movie 3 trailer has not really been rumored, but a lot of people said this could very well be a place, and one of those being Summer Games Fest coming up. So this person asked this question right here on Twitter, and this person has a somewhat reliable track record. I'm just going to say this off the bat, take this with a grain of salt, but let's read this right here. Jacob, is it possible we hear Sonic 3 news at Summer Games Fest, or does it still stand that the first detail/footage of the movie will be revealed at Comic-Con? Can't speak to anything on SGF, but my current prediction now is first teaser at start of July with Despicable Me 4. Very confident they'll have a SDCC panel, so by the latest it'll be there. Now that is of course just a prediction. That's not anything concrete. That isn't news, but it's someone who might have like a little bit of an idea or insight into where things could go. Nothing really sounds promising in terms of it coming soon, because both Despicable Me 4 and San Diego Comic-Con are a ways out. Regardless though, I think a lot of fans were hoping that if we didn't get the trailer towards the end of this month, that it'd be coming at Summer Games Fest. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. There's been no talk, there's been no word, there's been no leak. We know that we'll be getting Sonic X Shadow Generations news there, which is exciting, but I always said to be cautious about expecting a 3 trailer at Summer Games Fest, because yes, Jeff Keighley events are one thing, but like the Sonic movie franchise hasn't been super inherently tied to just Jeff Keighley events and launching trailers there. I think most likely the trailer will just casually drop online a week before a movie's release, like Despicable Me 4. Will it be that? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But in terms of the marketing cycle, it lines up decently with how everything went with Sonic Movie 2, having a trailer drop around there. I don't want to completely rule out the possibility of something happening at Summer Games Fest. There could very well be a shot something pops up, woo, surprise, but I wouldn't put all my eggs in that basket if I were you guys. So just stay optimistic and be prepared to wait another month until July for a trailer. It doesn't mean there's not going to be any news or leaks or rumors popping out of the Sonic Movie 3 camp for the rest of the month, but the trailer just might be a little further away than we expected. And with that, those are really all of the Sonic Movie 3 updates we have for you guys today. It's not the longest video, not the craziest updates, but of course, like I said, from the beginning, whenever this movie was announced, that we're going to be covering this thing like a hawk. Not the craziest bits of news, but I did want to deliver these to you, so you just have more of an idea of what's going on with the film before, you know, it's released, we get the trailers, everything, the balls just starts rolling properly with its marketing rollout. So with that said, this is where I pass off to you guys and ask what you think. What did you think about this info about the Sonic Movie 3? Just tell me when you think the trailer is going to drop for the movie in the comments below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media, links to my Twitter and Instagram are in the description below. You can follow those behind the scenes of my life, future content, and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can become a channel member today and get your name at the end of every video, and you can also join our Patreon. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure sure you're subscribed. This is the number one decision on YouTube for all things Sonic, whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comics, merchandise, and more. We talk about it all. There's a lot of stuff that's coming up next week. We're for sure getting info on Sonic X Shadow Generation, so to stay tuned for that. Probably gonna be doing a live reaction, dropping videos in relation to it, all the news. I'm sure we're gonna get some story details. It's gonna be a really exciting time for that game. You never know, there might be even more stuff in addition to that. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Right by the motherfucking seaside, dog. Everything I see, I got a dream. I thought these leaves would go and take me out the dark. I know everything I wanted to find away.